Hello, you wonderful people, and welcome to another episode of Nerd Mode. This being a show where I introduce you to a series that you may or may not be familiar with. For today's episode, I'm going to talk about the USA Network original series, The Sinner. Like always, this isn't a review, it's just me talking about a series that I really like that I recommend you check out for yourself. The Sinner is a mystery crime drama that first starts off with this woman named Cora, who seems like your everyday mother and wife until she mysteriously murders a man that she seems to have no connection to. Obviously, it starts off pretty clear cut that Cora committed this murder, especially because it was in front of a whole bunch of eyewitnesses, but only one detective, Harry Ambrose, is willing to look further into the case, trying to understand why she did. Now, if you notice at the beginning, I said that's the way the series starts, and I want to emphasize that because an interesting thing about this series is that it is an anthology series. Each season is a whole new case. For example, in season 1, all of season 1 is about Cora's case, but in season 2, it's about a whole other case entirely, this one involving a boy named Julian. But what I think is really interesting about this series' approach to the whole anthology aspect is that there is a main through line between season to season, and that being Harry Ambrose being the detective involved in each investigation. A very interesting thing about this series' approach to each of these cases is that at the very beginning, it's pretty clear who the culprit is. That, you know, whether it be because of a whole bunch of eyewitnesses or an abundance of evidence. Almost completely removing the element of trying to discover who committed the murder, but more so focusing on understanding why said person did it. And what makes the why so compelling is the intricacies of the case. Nothing is ever simple, that there are layers upon layers of complexities interwoven into the case itself, but in particular, the culprit's past, whether that be, you know, the examples being Cora and Julie. That's what makes Harry such a compelling character, is the fact is that he's willing to approach these cases with such compassion. What's also interesting, and it kind of ties into that point, is that so far in this series, Harry is the only character we followed from season to season. So we've had an opportunity to really get to know him. For example, in season 1, we kind of learn a little bit of the complexities of his complicated marriage, and in season 2, there's stuff from his past / childhood that kind of bubbles up and haunts him. All of which is why I think Harry approaches cases the way he does, seeing himself in each case that he works, seeing people like Cora and Julian as not just these culprits, you know, but rather victims of the circumstances that brought them to this situation. The Sinner is based off a novel of the same name. To my knowledge, obviously the book, there were changes, but the first season is an adaptation of the book, and obviously the subsequent seasons are very specific to the show. Season 3 of The Sinner premieres on February 6th. Really, that's all I want to talk about. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.